What's up everybody, it's Seth from Fowler Customs, and today I'm reviewing the brand new Adidas Kith and Naked NMD City Sock 2 collaboration. I'm out of breath after that one. Thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't yet, but with all that being said, let's get into it. So I finally got it in, the NMD City Sock 2 Kith and Naked collaboration with Adidas. These are sick. I really love this pink color, and that's actually what drove me to grab this pair. I also like the tan version too, but there's something about this pink that just pops, and I really don't have too many pink shoes. I think the only pair I have is... oh, that's what it is. The only other pair I have is the Katie and Pearls. This is a dope pair of shoes. This has a lot of meaning for me personally. That's why I love it. But there's something about this shade of pink and the fact that it's a little bit more neutral and a little bit less out there that I really dig. And so that's why I grabbed this pair. But enough with the small talk, let's get into the review. So here it is, and let me try and get this name right because it's really, really long. The Adidas Naked Kith NMD City Sock 2 collaboration. This shoe is dope, like I said. I love the way it looks. I love the color. It's awesome. But starting off the shoe with the upper, you've got this full prime knit one-piece construction, and as you can tell, the upper is primarily a dusty shade of pink. You've got some little hits of white and maybe even some purples in there, and they're kind of woven in a way that almost looks like it's brushed onto the shoe. The pattern on the material is actually pretty similar to what Kith did with Adidas on their previous collaboration. Obviously the colors are very different, but that multicolor sort of swept look is the same across both shoes, and I actually really like it because it gives the shoe some dimension, but also keeps it sort of subtle. And when I say subtle, I'm not referencing grandma's sweater. Over here I'm referencing the NMDs. I still love these. These are one of my favorite Ultra Boosts, both comfort-wise and the crazy just aesthetics of them. I think that's awesome. Seriously an awesome shoe. Kith, I mean, they knock it out of the park every time. But of course, this is also a collaboration with Naked, and they've also done another collaboration with Adidas as well. It was like a teal monochromatic Ultra Boost. Very dope shoe. I wasn't able to grab it, but like I said, awesome looking shoe. It's really interesting to me that Adidas has been collaborating with not just one brand on one pair of shoes, but two brands on one pair of shoes. I'd be really interested to know about the design process that went to this particular pair, just because I feel like the aesthetics of their previous collabs were just so different. And this is almost, I would say, like a mix between the two. So I'd be really interested to know what the compromises were and what things each brand pushed for. I just think it's really awesome that Adidas is doing that. I don't know of any other sneaker brands that have done dual collaborations. I'm sure there's someone, maybe Saucony or something like that. But enough with that tangent, moving back into the shoe. One of the most defining features of this collaboration is this leather strip that moves from the toe cap all the way to the top of the tongue. It's this pretty thick white leather strip that they've printed the 3 stripes on in gold, referencing obviously Adidas. And one thing you'll notice through the review is that each shoe represents a different company. So the right shoe is Naked and the left shoe is Kith. So at the top of each of the tongues, you've got that little consortium eyelet that Adidas puts on every one of their collaborations. And then on the right shoe, of course, you've got the Naked badge, and on the left shoe, you've got Ronnie Fieg's logo. One detail I'm not too happy with on this particular pair, and let me know in the comments if you have one of these pairs, if you have the same problem. But on the right shoe, the stitching sort of touches that gold line, and then on the left side of the strip, it seems to be perfect. And then on the left shoe, it's the same thing where the stitching touches the gold line on the right side, and it really kind of makes it look uneven. I mean, it is really just a minor detail, but I feel like the quality control could have been just a little bit better on this pair. Moving back on the shoe, on the lateral side, you notice one of the biggest differences between the City Sock 2 and the City Sock 1. The City Sock 1 was a couple different pieces of material stitched together throughout the upper, whereas the City Sock 2 is just one piece of material that wraps back on itself. And the reason I really like that is because I dig the aesthetic that it creates. I kind of think it looks like a moccasin a bit, which I really like. It's a little bit more subtle, it's a little bit more refined. I dig it. You still have that sock-like collar that you find on a lot of NMDs. I think it looks really nice on the shoe, and I like that they kept it subtle with just different tones of pink rather than doing something crazy like a white or a black. On the inside of the shoe, you find a different insole than you have on most NMDs. This time around, it doesn't have any punch-outs to see through to the boost. It actually has stamped logos of whichever brand the shoe you're holding is. So on the right pair, you have Naked's logo stamped repeatedly. On the left pair, you have Kith's logo stamped repeatedly. And right on the heel of your foot, you also have Adidas's logo and then the other brand's logo printed in gold. Before we move on, I think it's important to cover fit with this shoe. One thing you need to do with the City Sock 2 is know that they run pretty big, and also because they don't have laces, you can't actually tighten the shoe. So honestly, I'd recommend going down a half size. I have this pair in an 8.5, and my true size is a size 9. I also have another pair of City Sock 2s in a size 9. And I just found them to be too big. To be fair, it wasn't unmanageable, but it wasn't comfortable for me at all. And honestly, I had to double up socks to wear that pair. and that kind of sucks. So I'd say if you have a chance to try these on before you buy them, make sure that you do. If you don't have a chance to do that, I don't think it hurts to go down half a size. Moving around to the back of the shoe, you've got another hit of that leather on the pull tab. As with just about every other detail on this shoe, each shoe will have the logo of the company it represents debossed into it. I actually really dig the way this looks. I think it adds a nice bit of contrast to the heel of the shoe, and it's also pretty similar to what they already do on their regular models, where it says the brand with 3 stripes. Moving down the shoe, Adidas borrowed the tooling from the NMD R2 for the midsole and the outsole of the shoe. On the new NMDs, you don't have the pods you had on the original version, except instead you actually have this debossed texture where the back pod used to be. And then on the medial side of the shoe, you still have a pod like you used to on the NMD R1s, except this time around it's really beefy, and I've said in previous videos, I'm not exactly sure what it's for. I can only assume it's for support. Just like a lot of Adidas's other Boost and Prime Knit models, this shoe is very, very comfortable. In my opinion, it's not as comfortable as the Ultra Boost or the Pure Boost, but it's a pretty close second. And then finally moving to the outsole of the shoe, you've got your standard NMD R2 outsole, except this time it's in white. And personally, I don't love white outsoles because they get dirty so fast. To be fair, it is an outsole, so it's gonna get dirty regardless. But I just like my outsoles to look a little bit cleaner for as long as possible. Overall, this is an awesome shoe. I love the way it looks, I love the way it feels on foot, and I love that Adidas is doing collaborations with 2 brands at once. I think that's really original and that's really sick. I know this shoe won't be for everyone, especially in this color, but if you are trying to grab a pair for yourself, the resale value really isn't bad. It's maybe like 30 or 40 bucks over retail. So if you're trying to grab a pair of these, grab a pair sooner than later, because you know how it is with sneakers. After a couple months or a year, the resale skyrockets and it'll be even tougher to find a pair. I might actually throw these on and wear these out right after I finish filming this video. They also actually match Teddy's shirt pretty nicely. See the flamingo in the pink? Boost guide. I dig it. Now that we've got the review out of the way, let's throw these guys on feet and see how they look. That's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Make sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below letting me know what you think of this NMD CS2 collaboration and if you're planning to grab one for yourself. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to Fowler Customs if you want to see more content just like this, and follow Fowler Customs on Snups, Instagram, and on Twitter.